Make it make sense. Why am I in love with a gang lord? Why am I so happy? Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new here, hi, my name is Vivian, and in today's video, if you guys saw the title, you'll know what this is. I will be reading booktubers 5-star reads. Obviously I take a lot of inspo from my favorite booktubers, so I thought it'll be interesting to kind of read the books that they rate 5 stars / 6 stars, and I picked out 3 booktubers for this video. I think it's going to be fun. So let us begin with the first booktuber. I decided to pick Raven-haired-reader. She, I feel like, is my fantasy inspo, my fantasy guru. She recommends and reads a lot of romantasy fantasy genre, and I love her videos. Her presence in her videos just makes me want to watch her videos. So I take a lot of inspo, especially when it comes to fantasy, from her. And I recently purchased a book that was influenced because she said it was 5 stars, and that book is Fear the Flames by Olivia Rose Darling. Now, who don't know what this book is about? I know it's an exiled princess, and this princess has dragons, but she was kicked out of her kingdom and she wants to get her kingdom back. So she worked with the commander. That's all I know. I want to go into this a little bit blind, so I think it's going to be fun. Ever since Fourth Wing, I've been wanting to read like a good dragon fantasy romance book. I think this is it. And I trust her 5-star reads a lot. I read another one of her 5-star reads called Heavenly Bodies, and even though I rated that 4 stars, I thought it was a really good fantasy book, and I'm interested to see if I will like another one of her 5-star reads. This is also indie published, so it took quite a while and a lot of pain to get this shipped to my country, but I finally got it, and I am excited to get to reading this. So let us jump right into Fear the Flames by Olivia Rose Darling. Editing my video, so I haven't read a lot. I've only read up until page 106. This is in the middle of chapter 12. I know I've only read 100 pages, but I am flying through the book. I'm not reading a lot, not because it's not good, but because I've been having work to do, but I really like the storyline. This gives me Powerless by Lauren Roberts vibes, in a sense where I can feel like from the writing, I can feel that they're debut authors for sure, because it's very refreshing. It's like very new. Don't even get me started on the male main character. He literally makes me freaking giggle and smile. Just like Powerless, I am obsessed with the male main character. I really like how the plot is going so far. I really like the world building. It's really easy to understand, and the writing is really easy to get into. If you're trying to get into a fantasy world, this is actually a pretty good option. Also, this book apparently is gonna get traditionally published next year, and the second book of this series is coming out in 2025. I'm very happy for the author because she has done a pretty good job. At least for the first 100 pages, she has done a good job with this book. There are dragons in this book. 5 dragons to be exact. Those are my thoughts. I'm gonna continue editing my video, and then I'm gonna read once I'm done with work. I'm having a good feeling about it. Having super positive feelings. Fear the Flames real quick because I am now almost halfway through. I'm at page 278. Not nearly there yet, but I'm almost there. I think I mentioned once that you can really read that it's written by a debut author. I enjoy the plot, and I think the characters and even the sub-characters, they have some depth in them where I enjoy seeing them pop up in the book, and not just the main characters. There are some characters that I'm like a little bit pissed off about. We'll get into that because I really know exactly what their position in this book and in this plot is. Pacing wise, I think everything is going out pretty well. I'm not getting bored by the story, and I'm not getting bored by the writing. I can see where people can get problems when reading this book, but personally for me, it's not that big of a deal because the character development portion I kind of enjoy. Obviously, I love the romance in this. Obviously, I love the male main character in this. I think she did such a good job with creating this male main character. Caden is just like chef's kiss up their book boyfriend with Kai from Powerless. I feel like Caden's interest towards female main character Elowen, it's a little bit too quick. Again, I don't really know. I feel like there's something in there. I just feel like there's something with the plot that I can't put my hand on it, that is hidden inside this thing that I don't know what it is about. Hi guys, it is currently almost 10 p.m. and I wanted to give a quick page update before I head to sleep. I'm now at chapter 35. This is page 340, so more than halfway through. I'm gonna try my best to get a few pages in before I go to sleep, but I wanted to give a page update. I will let you guys know where I'm at tomorrow. Hopefully I get to read at least another 100 pages. But yeah, that is it for this update. I will see you guys in the morning. I didn't update at all this morning because I was actually having period cramps, but I actually finished reading Fear the Flames by Olivia Rose Darling. It is 2 in the afternoon and I am done with this book. As I've mentioned a few times, I do really like the plot. I do really like the characters and the romance in here. I love the male main character and I just really like how they got together, and I love the tension between them. It's really, really good. The chemistry, everything, I can feel it. I feel like the writing definitely makes this book feel like a debut novel. I'm not saying that it's bad writing, but I feel like sometimes some sentences don't flow very well, and I also feel like sometimes some paragraphs are just way too long, too overly descriptive, and lastly, some things are a little bit cringy. Because it is a romance book, I can understand where the cringe comes from, but it does cringe me out a little bit, which is why this is not going to be a 5-star book for me. This is the thing. This is how I felt when I read Powerless by Lauren Roberts as well. I fell in love with that book because I felt like the romance in that book was just very superior, but also the writing in that book was really good. Plot-wise, it didn't surprise me that much, but up until now I'm still thinking about that book, so I feel like it is worth the 5 stars. But for this one, even though I do love the romance, it's really, really good, I feel like the writing can be improved. If this one had like impeccable flow, I would have rated this 5 stars. If you guys want to jump right into this book and you're scared because the next book is going to come out in 2025, I don't think you have to worry because it doesn't really end on a cliffhanger. I am very happy that I read the indie version. This is going to be traditionally published, and she did mention she's going to do a lot of editing for that version. If you guys love romance, and if you guys love dragons, and you guys love fantasy, this is a good book to get into. I do want to pick up my next book now because I am in the mood to read, because I don't really want to move right now. I am currently in pain. So I'm gonna pick up our next book, and I am excited to pick this book up. Next booktuber that I'm going to be reading the 5-star book of is Rachel Catherine. I have watched Rachel Catherine since last year, and I just love her videos. She's very calming, and I just like playing her videos in the background. I feel like the way she explains her books and the way she talks about her books are very addicting. I vividly remember the first few videos I watched of her was her talking about Magnolia Parks, and specifically it was when she was reading Daisy Haites' The Great Undoing, and I think that book just came out, so that was why she was reading it. When I picked this book up, I just thought of her and I wanted to read that book. So the book we're picking up is The Great Undoing by Jessa Hastings. This is the 4th book in the Magnolia Parks universe, and this follows Daisy Haites instead of Magnolia Parks. I just recently read The Long Way Home, which is the third book, and I just really loved that book, so I want to jump right into this one. I just really want to know what's going on because there were a lot of things that were unanswered. It happened, but I didn't know why it happened, and I feel like this book's gonna give me the answers. This book is not as thick as the other books. It's less than 400 pages. I picked out my annotating tabs already. I think it fits the front cover pretty well, to be honest. I don't have tabs for specific characters. I just have 5 tabs for specific emotions. So I do romance, heartbreak, quotes, heartwarming / funny, and toxic. I love the toxic tab, by the way. I just really like seeing all the toxic traits that they have. One thing I really like about the Daisy Haites books are these little footnotes. This only happens in Daisy's point of view and also in the Daisy Haites books. You guys can see this is Daisy's POV, and there's like footnotes in the bottom here because some of the paragraphs here will have like, I don't know if you guys can see that, like a footnote 1, and then you guys can see like a comment of Daisy's thoughts. But if you go to like Christian's point of view, you don't see any footnotes because they don't do that. They only do that in the Daisy's point of view, and I thought that's interesting. So yeah, we're gonna get into this. I'm excited. I am so ready to start annotating this book. Let's get into it. Daisy Haites The Great Undoing. I am at chapter 27. This is page 141. I knew for a fact that I would like the Daisy Haites books more because in general I prefer Daisy Haites as a character compared to Magnolia Park. She's very flawed, but she is aware of her flaws and she doesn't throw her negative traits away, pushes it off as something that's not important. She embraces her negative emotions, and I think it's very interesting of a character, and I really like that about her. Christian has me on a chokehold. Christian has me on a literal chokehold, and also I am starting to really like Julian in this book. I started to really like Julian in The Long Way Home, which is the book before this one, but now that I can see his POV in this, I'm starting to like really like him and his character. If you guys don't know, this book coincides with the timeline of Magnolia Park's The Long Way Home, and because I did read that book, I know exactly what happened. I would love for the relationship to get some movement very soon. You've got some really good quotes in here too, you guys. Losing him in the way where not just his world would go dark, but mine too, because even then, even when I wasn't ready to admit it out loud or in a way where it would move me to change, I knew that I didn't know who I was without my brother. I also really like Daisy and Julian's relationship. Oh, so lovely, so wholesome sibling relationship. And the fact that Julian is a gang lord make it make sense. Why am I in love with a gang lord? Why do I love that he does all these shady things, but I'm like, it's okay, it's fine, it's because it's Julian, that's why he's allowed to do it. It can make sense. Girl math. Why am I so happy? Hopping in here to let you guys know that I'm done with reading Daisy Haites. How do I even like start with this book, because a lot of things in here broke me. Jessa Hastings, I think her writing is legendary. It's just so poetic. Like, please let me read out a few quotes for you because I think that it's going to change your life. That night forever ago when he kissed me, I felt like this stupid floaty feeling, like how those NASA pictures look of the galaxies with the space dust, all pink and purple and stars and planets. That's kissing Christian Hems. Please save me, goodness gracious. What it's like to be with him or under his protection. He's like the ozone layer, like without him she'd just be scorched earth. Oh my gosh, I think I'm gonna combust. Why do I love this so much? I feel like it's because I've seen a lot of growth when it comes to Christian's character and overall I just really like Daisy Haites' character. But what really surprised me with this book was definitely Julian. How much I have come to really love him, and also the amount of sadness I have when I read his parts and whatever is happening to him. My heart breaks for him, literally, and I don't know why, because he is not the best character. The gang lord, you guys, he kills people, he steals things. Why do I love him so much? Why in the heck am I obsessed with that character? But I absolutely love this book, specifically this one. I just feel like Julian's character in this, he changes everything. I read The Long Way Home and I know what happened, but reading this book, I feel like I know what happened, and it really does break my heart, and I cannot understand how he's going through this, and I'm like not okay after reading his parts. I really think that he is my favorite character in this book for sure. I love Daisy and Christian's relationship. I love Daisy and Julian's relationship. But yeah, that is Daisy Haites' Great Undoing. I don't know what I'm gonna rate this yet. Let me sit on it, you guys. I need to sit on this because I can't figure it out, and I feel like I'm too sucked into my emotions right now because I just finished this. Moving on, we are gonna read and pick up another book, and this time it's gonna be Haley Pham's 5-star read. I have watched Haley Pham even before she became a booktuber. I really liked her and her husband's video, Ryan Tran. I love watching his videos. So when she became a booktuber, I just followed her journey throughout, and I remembered her talking about the Once Upon a Broken Heart trilogy, and I personally have never heard of that series before until she talked about it when she said that she rated The Ballad of Never After 6 stars. I just had to pick up the series. I did read Once Upon a Broken Heart last month, but I've yet to read Ballad of Never After, so I thought I could pick that book up. Here it is, and I've heard a lot of people say that this book specifically is their favorite of the series. This is The Ballad of Never After. This is the book that follows after Once Upon a Broken Heart, and if you guys don't know Once Upon a Broken Heart, you follow a Prince of Hearts called Jax and Evangeline. Evangeline's love of her life is getting married to her stepsister, and she wants to break the marriage, and so she comes into an agreement with Jax. He will break their marriage, and in return she will give him 3 kisses of his choosing. Yeah, that is the whole premise of Once Upon a Broken Heart. You follow a very whimsical fantasy fairy tale-esque journey, and it's really good. I don't know why, but I'm in the mood to read, so I'm gonna jump right into this. I hope I'm gonna like this, but I do trust Haley Pham's ratings. I like most of the books that she rates 5 stars, so I'm hoping that I will enjoy this one as well. Let's get into The Ballad of Never After by Stephanie Garber. It is currently 11 p.m., almost 11 p.m., and I didn't film anything of me reading this book, but I did go to halfway through of Ballad of Never After by Stephanie Garber. I'm now at page 202. This is chapter 25, and I didn't film anything because I was reading this in and out. This was a very fast and easy read once again, just like Once Upon a Broken Heart. The feeling that you get when you read this is just whimsical, fairy tale-esque. In my opinion, it also feels like Alice in Wonderland vibes, quirky, eccentric, out of this world, and I think it's very unique. I've never read a book like this before, and I've never read writing like this before, so I think that's the part that is keeping me going with the book. I am gonna try my best to get a little bit of reading done before I go to bed because it is not 11 yet, but it's almost 11 p.m. I'm gonna try my best to get through at least another 100 pages. I will let you guys know if I have any more thoughts about the book. I'm gonna try my best to film my reaction to the ending though, because I feel like that is what a lot of people get shocked about, the ending of this book. I'm going to go to bed, and I'll see you guys in the morning. guys, I am popping in here to actually end this vlog because I didn't end this video at all, and I want to end this vlog by talking about the books that I read in this video. So in total I read 3 books, and they were all the 5-star books of a booktuber. The first book I read is Fear the Flames by Olivia Rose Darling. This is Raven-haired reader's 5-star book, and I decided to rate Fear the Flames 4 stars. Overall, I did love the plot and I really liked the romance, but I think the writing really needs some heavy editing. There are some paragraphs that were very long and too descriptive, too detailed for no reason. The flow sometimes gets cut off and some parts are just not explained enough. In general, yes, there needs to be editing with the writing. That's why I'm giving it 4 stars. But I do love this world and I do recommend it. This is getting traditionally published next year, and the author said that she's gonna make some editing into this book. So overall, really like this book and I do recommend it. I then read Daisy Hates the Great Undoing by Jessa Hastings. This is actually the 4th book of the Magnolia Parks universe, and this is Rachel Catherine's 5-star read. I decided to rate this 5 stars. I just really freaking loved the book, and I felt like all the characters hit hard. I felt a lot of emotions reading this book, and so I feel like it deserves the 5 stars. And I also absolutely enjoyed the romance. I loved Daisy and Christian together, and Julian's character in this, just I could not give this 5 stars. I'm so happy about this book, you guys. I really do love this book and I enjoyed it so much. And then the last book I read is The Ballad of Never After by Stephanie Garber. This is Haley Pham's 5-star read, and I decided to give this 4.5. I just feel like it didn't give me that 5-star feeling, and it's a really high rating too because the ending was crazy. That was like the craziest ending that I could ever think of, and I also really liked how it was so unpredictable. I didn't expect anything with the plot when it came to this book, so I really enjoyed it, and that's why I'm giving it 4.5. And yeah, that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing me read all of these books. If you guys liked any of these videos, then let me know because I would love to do more and read more booktubers 5-star reads. And yeah, that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. If you guys liked it, don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. It will mean a lot to me, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!